I'm honestly not sure if my Mercedes is ever going to run right again because it's been in the shop for over a year now. How sad is that to say? But I was watching a really cool video on a new Mercedes SUV last night, and they demonstrated how this all-electric Mercedes SUV could climb a hill using up all of its battery power as it got to the top of the hill, facing gravity and resistance. But on the way down the hill, the motors in the wheels would actually convert their process into generating energy rather than using energy.
Welcome to Leading Leaders Podcast. 5-minute videos, 5 days a week.
I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. I know that, like me, if you're in business for yourself, if you lead a small organization, if you lead a family, or you just have friends, at some point in your life, you too are going to face resistance. That resistance may be an accusation against your education. It may be all of those things that you think you know somebody else wants to poke holes in every theory just because, well, because they got nothing else better to do with their life. How do we know that? Well, my friend Rod Baker pointed it out on Facebook that of all of his friends, all of the arguments and energies and fighting and bickering and memes about the last few days, whether it's the Super Bowl or the Iowa caucus or whatever else, that very few people are actually upset about what they thought they were upset about. Most of the people are outraged at the responses of outrage that seem to be so outrageous. See, many of us find ourselves in that place where there are frustrations and accusations and people attacking our character, people doing all they can to assault our relationships. And yet on and on and on and on, it's not really about us and it's not really about them. It's just the constant friction and pressure of life. I believe Tesla does it in some aspects. I know the new Mercedes does it. They actually showed some of the engineering numbers on it. But the motors in this new Mercedes, if it's going down the hill or every time that it's in braking mode, meaning your foot is not on the accelerator, while the motors are slowing the vehicle down, it's using the momentum of a moving vehicle downhill or on a flat plane in reverse. And it's actually using that friction to generate power. The statement was made that it's technically possible in the Mercedes EQC to climb a mountain using up power, get to the top, and when you get back to the bottom, for the friction of the downhill to have generated more power than before you went up the hill to begin with. Now think about that in your own life and ask yourself, how often do I face the kind of resistance that makes me just simply want to stop? I feel like I'm under attack. I feel like people are making accusations against me. They're trying to discredit my education. They're trying to tell me that I'm not smart enough, that I don't have the right label, that I don't have the right degree, that I didn't go to the right school, that I'm not good in relationships. And it's real easy to just throw the brakes on and go, you know what, I'm going to disengage. I don't want to fight anymore. I'm done. I quit. I'm out. Carry on without me. It's really easy to get to that emotional state where you feel like the resistance has been more than you can handle, or at least more than you care to fight against. But I want to encourage you, I want to challenge you as a leader to say, I'm going to face this resistance and I'm going to redouble my own effort. I'm going to push a little harder against what's pushing back against me, because in the same way that resistance is going to use up energy, that same resistance can be converted back to power. You don't go to the gym and lift the lightest thing you can. You go to the gym, you lift the heaviest thing you can. You don't get on the treadmill and stand still. You get on the treadmill and you move. If you want to build muscle, you get on the treadmill, you move as fast as you can, and you put that sucker at an incline, then you put a little resistance on it so that you're actually having to push harder to get it to go. And the same thing is true in every stages of our life. If we step back and we don't push, we don't grow. If we don't challenge ourselves, we don't expand. If we're not willing to push hard against what pushes hard against us, we'll not only not press through that thing, but we won't grow where we have the opportunity to grow. Trust me, resistance, it's going to take up a lot of your energy. Resistance is going to be hard on you emotionally and psychologically and maybe even physically. But if you'll push with your energy against the resistance, you can convert that energy into more power. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.
Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom.